This is the 217 Recovery Podcast with Corey Winfield.
You have a rich person's name. Like, you should be a billionaire with the name Winfield.
And co-host Marnie Winfield.
Checking the microphones, going good.
It is the 3rd of March, 2022. My name is Corey Winfield.
Hi, Marnie.
She's not here tonight. This is the 217 Recovery Podcast. I was on a podcast the other day, which I think they said not this Friday, but next Friday they're going to put it up on their platform or whatever. But yeah, the Lifeboat Recovery, they're out of Lansing, so that was pretty cool. I'm not the best at being politically correct, but at the end of the day, I'm like, no, this is what happened, this is what's wrong, and that's what went down. So I ain't saying anything that wasn't true. So I stick by it. Look for that a couple weeks coming out from them. I'll let you know when they do publish it. But today was kind of tough for me, and I'm just going to do kind of like just a quick check-in podcast, and maybe Marnie and I will do one later on Friday. Not promising you that, but if not, she'll be back on Saturday. But today it was tough. Couldn't sleep last night. You ever have one of those nights where you're laying in bed and you're trying to go to sleep and your brain's just racing and you just can't go to sleep? And there's like 50 billion things on your mind, and you look over and it's 12:30 and you're like, oh, you start counting like, man, I got to get up at 6. That's like, okay, now it's 5.5 hours. I get 5.5 hours sleep. That should be good. And you're laying there and your mind's still just going and going. And you look over again and it's 1:15 and you're like, oh, damn, okay. You start doing the math. Like, okay, well. And you look at it and it's 2:30 and it's 3 and it's 4 and you're just like, man, what am I going to get an hour and a half sleep? This is horrible. That's the night I had last night. That's never fun. And I even took the ibuprofen PM pills or whatever, because ibuprofen's a friend of mine, and it didn't help. It's like it did the opposite. It made me more awake. But that's where I'm at today. And then you sleep longer than you wanted to, put you behind on your chores and all the stuff that I was going to do today. Got most of it done, though. But still, I feel almost guilty sometimes. Like I did something wrong. I'm like, no, I didn't do anything wrong today. But it just feels that way. There's a couple things I want to talk about. One of those things, just real quick, is life's not always sunshine and rainbows. I'm really, really happy with my life. I'm super excited that God put me in the situations that he did to get me through those things. And now I'm here, talking on a podcast about recovery and how great God is. But sometimes you don't see things coming. And that's what I mean by it's not always sunshine and rainbows. Like, you could be having a great day. And like I said, marriage is going great. Recovery is going great. And then you hit the corner, you're like, oh, finances. Oh, didn't see you coming. And not necessarily finances like with Marnie and I and stuff like that, but just like with the business, the 217 Recovery, there's a lot of stuff I want to do. I just look at the checking account and I'm like, ooh, wish we had some zeros up in there. And I know that it's all going to come together. I do. I just don't know when. And that's the part where I do put my faith in God, and I trust that God has me on the right path. 3 years ago today, I was sitting in treatment, trying to figure out if I was going to go to Traverse City or Boyne City for my sober living. And where I'm today, is amazing. And it's been hard. Things have happened that there's no way in hell I did that on my own. And that's why I say, man, God's been with me, and God's been very good to me. And I know I just need to hang in there and have faith. And I know God's going to deliver. That's where I'm at today. And it's tough sometimes, though, when you start looking and you're like, oh, that minus that is, ooh. And there's been people that have been very generous to us with donations and stuff. And people on Facebook who have their birthdays and, select 217 Recovery. People who shop on Amazon that do the Amazon Smile. And they use us, so every $2 you spend, we get a penny, but that adds up. It really does. We appreciate all that. The more, obviously, funding we have, the more we can help people and the more things that we can do. And we're going to be doing outreach where we're going to go out and meet with people. We're going to go to locations where we know people are at. And if you have locations in Northern Michigan or a location in mind, we're like, man, these people, probably could use some help. We're going to go out and talk to them, and we have this cool van. We're kind of teaming up with Addiction Treatment Services. It's their van, but they're going to have our logo on it. Let us drive it wherever we want to go, and give people information. Let them know that it's cool that they go to treatment. A lot of people struggle with that first step of, okay, where do I go for help? Who do I reach out to? And I remember that for me, it was tough. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know who to call or what to do. And normally when people don't know how to do something, we just avoid it. So we're going to go to places where people are at, where we know for a fact that there are people there that need help. But yeah, if you have a location or something in mind, you think we should maybe pop by, definitely send me an email, get a hold of me, let me know. But, we'll have harm reduction services too, but it'll be good. I can't wait. But that being said, 3 years ago today, I was sitting in treatment, and what sober living house was I going to go to, and it's just amazing how much you can accomplish. I wouldn't consider myself like a go-getter. I don't know, maybe I am, but not like balls to the wall. I mean, people like that, right? That are just crazy, go after it, like just go, 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 go. I'm like, go, chill out. Go, let's just relax for a minute. Go, get frustrated and just leave it over there for a weekend. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just attack it in phases, I guess. But those other people, man, they're crazy. And if somebody like that was in my position, they'd probably have a helicopter right now taking people to treatment. Maybe not. I don't know. Just saying. I'm not that much of a go-getter. But I've done some things, and it's just been amazing, though. God, it's just done so much for me, and I'm not going to speak for Marnie, but he's done a lot for her as well. I'm just excited where I'm at today. I really hope that you're in a spot where you can kind of look around and say that things aren't as bad as they used to be. And if they are, or maybe you're just listening to kind of pick up something that you could maybe relate to a family member. One thing I would say to just kind of let them know is that things will get better with change, and to not be afraid of change, to accept change, to move forward. Can't change the past. You can build a new you that doesn't have to be living in those past moments, if that makes sense. Moving forward is such a difficult thing sometimes, but that's the only way that I was able to make anything out of my life so far. So just keep that in mind, to tell them change is okay. Moving forward, becoming a different person is not a bad thing. You can still work on cars in the garage. You can still race on Saturday nights at the racetrack. You can still go fishing. You can go bowl. You can do all the stuff that you love to do, but doing it sober is so much easier. And for people who maybe have a substance where they just use and then hide out, don't be a prisoner anymore. You don't have to be. There is help, and sometimes it's a little harder than others, but the detoxing doesn't have to be as bad as you make it in your mind. You can make it really bad in your mind, and it can be really bad too. But I always tell myself in these moments, like when I was struggling with pain, with pancreatitis and gallstones and all that, was right now it hurts like hell, but this isn't going to last forever. I just kept telling myself that over and over. And right now I'm not in that moment and it doesn't hurt. So I made it, but I really had to kind of break it down like that. Like the moment right now is already over, Yeah. Even if you're listening to this, you're like, yeah, okay, I guess it kind of is. But that moment was over for me. Could have been weeks ago, depending on when you listen to this. So just keep that in mind and maybe kind of pass that along if somebody needs that kind of advice. But yeah, just kind of wanted to check in today and let you know how I was doing, let you know what was kind of going through my mind. But I appreciate you coming by, listening to the podcast. We do have some exciting news coming up. I was told on the 8th of March, you're going to get that news. So keep listening for that. Need info, need some help, resources. It's on our website, 217recovery.com. Sign up to win a free shirt. We got the new shirts that are out. They're pretty sweet. We're going to give you a chance to win those and a chance to maybe help us fund ourselves and win yourself a cheap shirt too. It's like an auction, not auction, but it's a raffle, I guess. It's like $1. you pay and you can win a shirt or a sweatshirt, something like that. But look for that soon as well. Thanks for listening. Get the app, 217recovery.com. See ya.
Thanks for listening to the 217 Recovery Podcast. Be on the lookout for a big old van in northern Michigan. To find out where it will be, check the app or 217recovery.com.